Hi, and welcome to Senior Moments, a show all about senior living here in Cleveland County. I am Jackie Sibley Newton, your host, the Executive Director of Terabella Assisted Living. This is a broadcast service of Cleveland Community College on C19 on Spectrum Cable. You can also see it on C19.tv, so if friends and family don't live in the area, want to see the show, you can share that online and share this information with them. Today's guest is Tabitha Thomas of the Neal Senior Center in Kings Mountain. The Patrick. I always do that. The Patrick. I want to say it a long different way. We just discussed that. The Patrick Senior Center in Kings Mountain.
Yes.
And you have some amazing things coming up to share.
We do. Well, and what's funny about our name is that we actually, this is our official name, the H. Lawrence Patrick Senior Life and Conference Center. Now that's a mouthful.
That's a lot.
That's a mouthful,
yeah.
It is. So yes, it gets shortened down to the Patrick Center. So.
And the reason that I get it confused is because we're theater people,
yes.
and Neil Patrick Harris.
Exactly.
And so to me, they go together.
They go together,
so
that's right. And
even
in the paper sometimes, or different things, we'll get called the Neal Center. You know, they probably get called the Patrick Center.
Well, they
we are
have
lucky
a huge
to
name
have,
too.
Yeah, well, right. And isn't it Leona Harris?
Yes.
Is it all involved in there?
Is. Okay. It's a big long name. So.
Right. Yeah, we're kind of that way too.
Yeah.
Also, a lot of people don't know that we are actually part of the city of Kings Mountain. So that's interesting because most senior centers aren't within a municipality. Some are.
Right.
But most senior centers are part of a county structure. But in Cleveland County, it's a little unique because we're city, and then the Neal Center, I believe, is a nonprofit. But we both do get some support from the county.
Right.
But it's just an interesting thing that people don't know.
Yeah.
That we're very proud to be part of the city of Kings Mountain, and they're very supportive, and why we have the building that we have.
It's a beautiful building.
It is. We have a beautiful building. We're very proud of the building. We also rent the building on the weekends for different events, and it's really funny. Some people think that as they're driving into Kings Mountain, they'll see the Patrick Center, and they think it's like the welcome center for Kings Mountain or for Cleveland County, because it's just so beautiful.
That's what it looks like, and it's right there, sort of a gateway.
It is. So people do come in occasionally, and they'll, and then we look up, like if they need a map, we'll pull something up for them, or
so you kind of did become the welcome center.
Exactly. No, but it's really nice. So we have a nice space to get to do all of the activities that we do. So.
And I know a lot of organizations do use that space as well. Does Rotary still meet there?
Yes,
and
Rotary still meets there. We have other community groups that will use it from time to time, and then of course all the private groups. We have a lot of weddings and a lot of the high school reunions. Kings Mountain High School, a lot of their classes will still have a reunion there, which is really wonderful.
It's a great use of the space.
It is. It really is. So I think when they built that building, the people who supported that really had a vision for what to do, to make it a wonderful space for the center, and then to be able to the community to utilize it. So we're really blessed with the space.
It is a great space, and then it has a commercial kitchen, so
we sure do.
You can really utilize a lot of that for a lot of different things.
We use that kitchen all week. So on Monday through Thursday, we serve meals out of there in a program called Congregate Lunch. And the Neal Center really is kind of in charge of that, and then we're a site where they take meals. They take them to other places in the county too, and that's really wonderful for people who maybe are on a limited income and need that extra. That really helps them to get that meal every day. Plus, it's that nutrition. It's sometimes it's hard to cook for one. A lot of people don't want to do that,
or even just getting out to the grocery store might be a challenge.
Right. So we do that, and then we have this wonderful program on Fridays called Friday Lunch, and I don't know that there's another program like it in the state. It's all volunteer led. We have a lady who's been over it for, I think she's been at the center like 18 years. She's phenomenal, and she has some really good helpers and some people that help her every Friday, and they put together a hot meal, and then we have probably 100 seniors that come in and eat, and it's only $4. I always think of it as like church dinner, like it's just got that wonderful feel of everyone coming in to see each other, and what I love about a senior center is that connection. It's like the community that people find there, because we get people a lot of times that come in who are either just retired or maybe they just moved to the area. Maybe they've come here to be closer to their kids who work in this county or around here.
Yeah.
And they maybe don't have a lot of friends here, or maybe they live here but they moved away for a long time and now they're back home. And so we're just that place where people can like connect with other people and find that community, because it's harder, especially as you get older, you know, to find those places.
And a lot of times they may have lived here their whole lives, but they were busy raising children and working.
Yep.
And now that they're retired, they realize they didn't have a social life.
Exactly.
They didn't have anything that they were doing. So
people have time on their hands for the first time in a long
Right.
time, and maybe not those social connections that they once had.
Right.
I know even as an empty nester now, when I was had kids in high school, it's almost like you had an automatic social group
You did.
because
yeah.
of all the things your kids were doing. You were friends with all of them, and then everyone kind of, after high school, it's like, oh, everyone kind of goes their own way, and you
Right.
have to find other avenues for community. So it's like when people are leaving a job and their whole career, and then suddenly they don't have that anymore, you know.
Right.
So we have a lot of people that come in that want to volunteer, which is great, and we have a lot of volunteer opportunities. We have over 100 volunteers that do all sorts of things. You know, they help with Friday lunch. They help with teaching classes. We have all sorts of things where they can help us with office work, or we do a whole pet food drive. We are constantly taking in donations of pet food because, you know, we love our furry friends.
We do love the
don't
furry
we?
friends.
We do.
We do.
Yes, and so
Yes.
seniors who are on limited income, sometimes it's hard for them to also, you know, feed their animals.
And we want them to keep their pets.
Yes, we
as
do.
long as they
yes,
can.
we do.
Yes.
So we are always taking donations. So that's one thing. If anyone's looking for a way to support the Patrick Center, we love to get in those pet food donations, and then we bag it up every month, and we distribute that when we do our food giveaway as well.
good.
So we do a monthly food giveaway, and we usually give away at least 100 bags to local seniors who are in need, and that's a tremendous blessing to them. And I have some grant funding for that, but we do take in private donations. So if people
Okay.
either want to donate in kind, they can, you know, bring food to the Patrick Center, or they can send in a monetary donation, and we'll use it to buy the food and just have it, you know, earmarked for that program. But that's very helpful. So there's a lot that goes on at a senior center, and I know
Yeah.
you're, of course, in the senior world of all the different types of
Yeah.
facilities and agencies, but it's really quite interesting. Anytime I talk to anyone about a senior center, that the first question is always, now, do people live there? Are you know, your residents? And I always have to kind of clarify, you know, that
Yeah.
no one lives at the senior center. They would live somewhere like Terabella or, you know, a different place, and that we're just more of an activities enrichment service center for
Yeah.
active older adults. And, you know, some are more active than others. We have some that, you know, have a lot more need in different areas than, you know, we have the whole range. We have very active 90-year-olds in there. You know, it's not all about the age either.
Right.
Just everyone's at a different place, but we try to meet as many needs as we can, you know, within what we do.
And serve a lot of different interests.
We do,
Because
we
I've
do.
been there when they were getting ready to play chair volleyball.
Yes.
And I've been there when there were music events,
Mm-hmm.
and so just different interests in what they wanted to do.
Right.
And you do not want to get in the way of the chair volleyball. You don't want to be
That is
anywhere. If
true.
that's starting, you just need to be out of the way because they're
Here
going to
they
be there for
come.
that.
They're going to
Yeah.
be there. That's right. And I, you know, whenever we have our health fair, I think that's one of the days we have chair volleyball. And so at the end of the health fair, we try not to cancel chair volleyball. And everyone might be packing up from the health fair, but here come the chair volleyball players. They are like, okay, we're ready. It's our turn. You
Yeah.
know, we're coming
They will
in.
get you out of the way.
They're like, y'all need to go.
Yeah,
It's-
they'll
it's
get
time
you
for
out of the
us
way
to
because
play
they
chair
got to
volleyball.
play the volleyball.
Yeah, chair volleyball is a great example. I'm glad you mentioned it, of a wide variety of ability playing the same game. Some people who are in there playing chair volleyball could easily get up and walk a mile around in the center, or, you know, they're super active. Others, they pretty much are in a chair. You know, they use a walker, or you know, we've had people come in with a wheelchair. You know, it all depends, but they all can play chair volleyball together. And so for the people who don't know about chair volleyball, you have to stay in the chair. Like people who want to stand up, you can't.
do
The only
that.
time you can stand up is to change seats or to go get the ball. The rest of
Yeah.
the time while you're playing, the goal is you have to stay in the chair and hit
Yeah.
it's like a beach ball. There's so much laughter that comes out of the room when they're in there playing chair volleyball. It's just wonderful.
It's fun to watch.
Yeah, it's
It
really
is.
great.
And they love it. They take it very
They
seriously.
really do.
Yeah.
They do. And so that's one thing about the center and talking about different abilities or different diversity there. We offer so many different exercise classes. And so it's all at different ability levels, or what we try to encourage people to do is try out one of the classes, but you can modify. Because we have a class called Seniors in Motion. And Dr. Still, John Still, has been teaching that class, I can't even tell you how many years. And he's in his early 90s. He's in there with his tracksuit, just ready to go. And there's probably 50 people in there, 40 to 50 every Monday, Wednesday, Friday for his class. And they love it. They don't want to miss it. And so he does a lot of work with bands and balls. They throw the ball back and forth, and they do all this different stuff, weights. But people of different ability levels are in there, and some they have to do it all seated. We've had people in there on oxygen before. I mean, they will do what they have to do to get to class, and they love it. And it's part of it is that community that they've built and being together and doing this together. I don't know if it's, for me, I hear this a lot. They're like, I know I could exercise at home, but it's so much more fun to
It's
come
so
here and do
different.
it. Yeah,
It's a reason to go. It's
It
a
is.
reason to get up and get dressed. It's a reason to go out.
It is.
I don't exercise as well at home.
I
I
know.
can always find something else that needs to be done.
Something else, some reason to
Before
not do
I
it.
get that done. But if I have people that are waiting for me to get there,
That's right.
I'm going to get dressed and go.
You know, you're going to let them. They're going to be looking for you, and they're going to be
Yeah.
asking. Yeah,
It makes a
and
difference.
It really does. And it
Yeah.
all goes back to the community.
It
So,
does. It does. And then just having that group, it's a lot more fun.
It is.
It just is more fun.
Yep. Yep.
And it doesn't matter if you're on oxygen or if you're in a wheelchair. Any level of exercise you can do is going to
good.
help.
That's
It's
right.
going to make things better. It's going to help get that oxygen to the brain, oxygen
Right.
pumping through your body. It's going to help.
It's
So,
wonderful.
yeah.
And we're blessed at the center too. The indoor hallways, it was built there, it's a square, so you can go around and do laps inside, which is great. So 17 times around is a mile.
Okay.
And then if you walk outside on the sidewalks around the building, 7 times is a mile. And it's all, you know, there's a sidewalk that goes all the way around the center. Most of it is covered. There's a few places where you're outside without covering. But for the most part, you have the option, you know, to do either one. And we have a lot of people that walk, which is great. So,
Awesome.
yeah, and lots of other exercise classes. We do Tai Chi, we have yoga, refit, which is like a dance-based
Right.
exercise. We've just started an afternoon class. So for people who maybe are still working, if they can scoot out and be there maybe by 4, like teachers or people who are flexible with their lunch hour, we do a 4 to 4:45 twice a week now. So that's great. And that's in collaboration with the YMCA. We do a lot with them. So
Wow.
yeah, so that's
Well,
really good.
We're going to take a quick break.
Okay.
And then we'll come back and learn more about what's going on at the Senior Center.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Okay.
There are so many positive things that are happening in Cleveland County. It's too hard to keep up with, and that's what Community Spotlight is all about. Hi, I'm Tyra Silvers, and I'd love for you to join me every other week right here on C19 TV, where we learn about the good folks and organizations that make our county such a special place. So drop in on us at Community Spotlight, only on C19 TV and online at c19.tv.
Today I'd like to make everyone aware of the risk of skimmers. First, let me tell you what a skimmer is. A skimmer is a device that is often installed at a gas pump that is used to steal credit card information. When you use your card at the pump, a skimmer is disguised to look like a card reader and collect both card and PIN numbers that can be used to replicate and create counterfeit cards. Now let me tell you some of the best practices to protect yourself from skimmers at the pump. Always ensure that the tamper tape at the pump you're using is intact. Skimmers are installed inside the pump housing, and this tape ensures that the pump has not been opened. Always try to use the pump closest to the entrance to the store. Skimmers are often installed at the pump furthest from the store and the camera systems. Pay inside whenever possible. Cover PIN pad when entering your PIN number to protect against pinhole cameras.
Between your job, your family, and other demands on your time, life can get pretty hectic. So we want you to take time for yourself. Hi, I'm Jennifer Harrell, and I want you to join me for your health. Each month, the Cleveland County Health Department and C19 TV will explore topics that affect you and your family's health. We'll discuss the importance of exercise, a healthy diet, and regular health screenings and checkups. From fitness tips to warning signs to the latest healthcare news. For Your Health will help keep you in shape and up to date in Cleveland County. We want you to be your best, so join us each month for Your Health, right here on Spectrum Cable and online, c19.tv.
Welcome back to Senior Moments. I'm Jackie Sibley Newton, your host. I'm the Executive Director of Terabella Shelby, and my guest today is Tabitha Thomas with the Senior Center in Kings Mountain. And we've been talking about all the wonderful things that you can do at the Senior Center.
Yeah.
Now, how old do you have to be or get to be?
Get to be. How old do you get to be? Well, the magic age for our center is 55.
Okay.
Now,
So that's young.
It's young. I am only, what is it, May? I'm like 7 months away from being an official member of
Okay.
the center, and my husband is only like 3 months away, and we're going to have a party like when we both get
At
to
the
be.
senior
I know,
center.
that's right. So we can both be
Yeah.
official participants. But yeah, a lot of people are surprised to hear that it's 55, you know, and it all depends on the center. Now, I'm not quite sure about the Neal Center if they go with 60 or 55, but a lot of senior centers are actually 60 and over, but because somewhere along the way the city decided, or you know whoever was in charge there, that 55 was a good age to make it to come to the Patrick
Well,
Center,
I think
and I'm
you
really
can
glad.
compete in the state senior games at 55.
Even at 50.
Oh,
I
it's
think
at
I think
50.
senior games is even 50.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that age range, you know, gives people the flexibility to start getting involved and
Yeah.
you know, even before retirement. So, and we do some evening classes along with those afternoon exercise classes. We do some evening painting classes and things like that. And because I know when people are still working, sometimes it's hard
Right.
to come in. But we do have an exercise room that's open 8 to 5. So even at lunch, if somebody wanted to come work out, you know, they could come work out at the center. And then most mornings, this is a little bit unofficial, but most mornings our custodians get there early enough. They open up the doors, and we have walkers in there even before 8.
Oh,
Like
okay.
usually around 7:30, we have people already in the building who are walking because our custodians are great and they want people to be able to come in, you know, and
Now,
take a
does
walk.
it cost, is there a monthly membership or does it cost per event that you participate in?
Right.
What are the
There's
fees?
no membership fee, and we do receive state senior center money and grants, aging grants. We are not even allowed to charge a membership fee because it's supposed to be open access to everyone. Also, you don't have to be a City of Kings Mountain resident. You don't even have to be a Cleveland County or Gaston County resident. You can be from wherever as long as you are 55 to come to the center. Now, some of the programs and services do have, or mainly our activities, some have a charge. We try to keep most everything free, but we do have charges for things like our trips. We have a bus fee to go on the trips. If you're going to have it, you know, if it's a trip where they're going somewhere and you got to have a ticket, you know, to a museum, you know, we
Right.
ask the participant to do that, and they pay their own lunch and that kind of thing. Some of the art classes, we have such a variety of classes. Some of them are free depending on how we're offering them and who's helping us with it. But sometimes we do have to bring in an instructor
Right.
and, who's doing it on their time and getting all the supplies. So we might, have a charge for an art class, So, but most of the classes, especially most of the exercise classes, are free. We have the yoga class. We do have a teacher who she's getting compensated a little bit for that, so we charge $3 for yoga. But most of the time, we're using grant funds and funding that we have in order to help provide these services and try to keep the costs at a minimum for people, to keep it really
What a
affordable and
huge benefit.
accessible.
Yeah.
It's wonderful, and people still can't believe it. They're like, "You mean I get to come do this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, most of it's
Yeah.
free, and that's really great." And so we do a lot of services as well. So one thing is when people are getting ready to retire, they have a lot of questions about Medicare. And so, as people know, that is heavily marketed. A lot of these Advantage plans are heavily marketed. People get a ton of mail.
Right.
They don't know who to believe. They don't know what's out there. And so it's very confusing. And so we have trained staff, and the Neal Center does too, for a program called NC SHIP. And it's got 2 I's. It's Seniors Health Insurance Information Program, is what it is. And I love their little logo. It is a ship, we're steering you, helping you steer through the waters of Medicare, And so we're trained, and we can set up appointments with people and just have that one-on-one time with them to help them understand what's going on without feeling the pressure of someone trying to sell them something.
Right.
Because we're not allowed to even be agents. We are non-biased, and just try to offer them, good education and information, and to help them see where they could save money,
Right.
on just some cost savings. So we also try to screen for people who may be lower income and may qualify for one of the programs out there, like the Extra Help program, because that can really help with drug costs. It can take a
Right.
really expensive medication down to like $7, that
Yeah.
might have cost someone $100 to get on a copay. Now they can get it for $7. So people can save thousands of dollars if they can qualify for the Extra Help. And we also try to screen just if someone might qualify for any level of Medicaid, and then we work with DSS to try to get that worked out for them. So we have partnerships with all sorts of people. A lot of the long-term care facilities, of course, the DSS, Social Security Administration. I have a great contact there, and if we have questions, we can talk with them. So we try to be advocates and supporters and just help people.
Walk
with
through
services.
all the available resources that they're going to need to know.
Right, and we were just talking about, with scams and
Yes.
all the scams that are going on and fraud. And so Medicare has their own department about helping people with Medicare fraud understand how to protect yourself. And then there's all the other types, the financial fraud and the schemes that are going on. And it's
Right.
just getting scarier and scarier, especially for seniors. So we try to have people in to talk about that. We'll have programs about, how to, the most current scams that are going on and how to protect yourself. We also have people come in and talk about like estate planning and retirement planning and that type of thing. So,
Yeah.
and we're very careful about who we bring in. It's got to be educational. We're not
Self-promoting.
exactly.
It's
We don't
just
want people
talking
coming
about-
in, peddling their wares necessarily. We
Right.
want it to be educational and good for the
Talk
seniors.
about
so.
what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
And then when they come in, we have 2 billiards tables. We have 2 great pool tables. We have a big computer lab, and people can take classes there, or they can just come in and use the computers if they need to.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the exercise room. So we even have a gift shop.
The
You've
gift
probably
shop's
been in our gift
nice,
shop.
yes.
So seniors can sell their own items that they've made in there, and they get
Yeah.
90% of the profit. We only take a little cut for administrative costs, and that gives our artists and crafters a chance to sell things, which is wonderful. Yeah.
Wow. So for more information about the Senior Center, where can people go besides just walking in the doors?
Of course. Well, if they decide to walk in the doors, it's wonderful. We will take them on a tour. We have this great newsletter that we put out every 3 months. we don't really mail it anymore. You know, we're into the world of electronic, everything's
Right.
electronic. So if someone really wants it by mail, we will mail it. But for the most part, it's available for pickup, or it's on our Facebook page, also through the city website, City of Kings Mountain website. You can access the newsletter, or if you want it sent to you by email, we'll send you out a copy by email. But yeah, we love to take people around the center. We're open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and they can come out and we'll take you on a tour and get you a registered, and everyone gets a little key tag, kind of like when you go to Publix or, you know, Ingles, you get your little key tag, because
Right.
we scan in and have a whole touch screen system for when you're there each day, what you're coming in for.
Right.
And so you have your own little key tag. But yeah, but we'd love to have people come out, and like I say, they don't have to be from Kings Mountain. They can be from anywhere.
And-
Yeah.
And so many resources, so many things, no matter what interest somebody has, if they're
right.
looking for a place to volunteer or just a place to connect with other people,
Right.
so many things. And if it's not there, I know for a fact that they can come and talk to you
Yes.
and say, I would be interested in starting a club that does this.
Right.
And you could help them do that.
That's right, and
because-
that's really how a lot of things get started, because someone will have an idea, and then if they're willing to help us find someone to lead it, that's the trick. Find the instructor, find
Yeah.
someone, and if someone's got that passion, then
Yeah.
hopefully we can get it going. And we've had a lot of classes start that way, by somebody just has a great idea, or we'll see what other
Yeah.
senior centers are offering too. But another thing about our center, we have a community garden outside. That's a partnership
It's a
with the
beautiful
library.
garden, yeah.
Yep, so that's growing. We have people who garden out there, and we're having gardening talks all summer with a master gardener, so people can come and learn more about gardening. So that's another wonderful thing, for sure.
Thank you so much for being on the
You're
show.
welcome.
And I want to
You're
encourage
welcome.
everyone, if you haven't been to the Senior Center in Kings Mountain, please go by and just visit with them, see the resources available. If you are 55 and older or have someone in your life who is, please go by and be part of the program. Learn all the things that there are to see and do, and join a class, join an event. For more information, stop by. You can always visit me at Terabella, and I'm happy to share information with you as well. See you back next time on Senior Moments.